new wife of highly embroiled YouTube influencer Kyle Appleford, wants you to know a few things about her. Yesterday, taking to Instagram to answer some of the questions that her followers have for her. Brit Appleford, the cosmetology receptionist turned open book overnighter, is now coming out with some interesting responses to the questions folks are proposing to her, making time to post over 50 questions and comments from her followers. This while saying that she has been crazy busy lately, along with Kyle, and just trying to make it through May. So it was especially kind for Brit to bring together, carefully curate these questions and responses for us, despite the fact that her and Kyle have been so busy. Now, despite having experienced a deeply psychological and neurological experience, having read the comments and her responses to those comments and questions, I'm still left with some that are unanswered. Those important questions that have been dominating the comments sections of different Facebook and YouTube and other social media platforms about Brit, when she met Kyle, how she really feels about her new husband, using Jenny Appleford, the young mom who died of cancer and who documented her cancer experience on this YouTube channel in order to serve as a video diary for her children when she was gone and had passed away. How does she feel about Kyle, her new husband, posting their new relationship and making the series of videos after posting that new relationship all about her and their perfect blended family? Today, I'm bringing to you some of the questions and comments that Brit Appleford's community has presented to her, and I'll be reacting to those. But stay to the end because I have some questions for Brit, questions from the community, questions that are a little uncomfortable, questions that I wonder if Brit will ever truly answer. Wait for those at the end. Before we start, this video is intended for commentary, discussion, analysis, and audience reaction regarding publicly shared social media content. The purpose of this video is not to harass, defame, threaten, or encourage hate toward anyone discussed. All opinions expressed are my own interpretation and reactions to publicly available information and viewer responses. Please do not contact, harass, bully, or attack any individuals mentioned in this video. I encourage respectful, thoughtful discussion only. This channel does not claim unverified allegations as fact, and viewers should form their own opinion based on publicly available information. The highly controversial love story, the one that could have been made at Disneyland itself, the one subject to much speculation and criticism, came together in a wedding this month. And now that the vows have been said and the dancing is all over, Brit has time to answer some questions. So let's take a look at those and let's respond. Let's start hot and heavy with the first. Will you and Kyle be doing a vlog to update us all? And congrats. Brit responds, thank you. Life is so crazy busy right now, and we haven't talked about it much. We're just trying to make it through May over here. Now, I find this response really interesting. So, Brit has actually already updated her community on Instagram with multiple different pictures about the wedding. And so it appears to me that the vlog she's referring to would be a traditional post on Jenny's channel, the one that Kyle Appleford has been posting his new relationship and grief journey on after Jenny passed away. And while I can attest that the period after getting married and blending a family is a busy time, I distinctly remember that Kyle had been very active posting on Jenny Appleford's page leading up to her passing away In fact, he did actually post multiple times in the last couple weeks of her life. And I would imagine that that would be also a very busy time. Maybe you can clarify that, Brit, why Kyle was able to post on Jenny's page during a arguably busy and stressful time leading up to her passing away. But you all are not able to post on Jenny's page now because you've been too busy. But what would I know? It's not like I haven't been a follower of Jenny Appleford's for several years and watched the videos that were posted leading up to and after her passing and up to the announcement of this new relationship. Maybe I'm just comparing apples to oranges. And another commenter coming in with something positive. No question, just happy you are both so happy. You deserve it. Life is so short. And Brit's response, thank you so much. Life is so good with him. We cherish every day we get together. Apparently, love is in the air. This confirmed with Brit saying she has several, quote, pinch me moments every day. Another commenter saying, enjoy your content on Instagram. Will you ever consider posting vlogs on YouTube? And Britton responding with, honestly, I'm not sure yet. This is something I continue to pray about. I think our story is worth being shared, and I just want to honor God every step. But it does open myself and my family up to things I may not want for us. Now, before responding to that, I want to actually include the next question because it's related. Let's have a look at that. The next question, are you guys going to start a YouTube channel? Brit responds, if I ever post anything personally, it'll be on Kyle's channel. And so naturally, I present to Brit the question that we all have. Will that be on Kyle's channel, as in the channel that Jenny created for him, the channel that she encouraged that he post on, this channel right here? This channel with his actual name, Kyle Apple. The channel that still has a picture of you and Jenny and the kids together on it, despite the fact that you're married. The channel that has 161,000 less followers than the channel you regularly post on, the one that was created by Jenny Apple during her cancer journey to serve as a video diary for her children, the one of which you posted grief videos on after she passed away, and life transition videos and new relationship vlog videos on, the one that you announced your new fiance on, the one that you talked about how wonderful a blended family you have with her on. Or this channel, the one labeled Kyle Apple, the one where you say in the transcript, quote, this is just a trial run to see. I'm going to try posting on my channel about dad life, grieving, widower, new relationship life. You did acknowledge there that this is your channel. And you do have listed on this channel your business inquiry emails and diagnosis information about Jenny. And again, this is in your name with Jenny's picture and your children on it. So, Britt, will you please help clarify what exact channel you mean when you say you're going to be posting on Kyle's channel? Because, well, right now it appears that he has two. His original channel in his name, where his last video was on February 24th of this year, with about 18,000 views. Or the channel that Jenny created, the one that still shows her at Jenny Apple 4704, if with her name and also with her diagnosis information and the same business inquiries, and the one with vastly more subscribers and views. And so it appears that we've learned two things from Brit from yesterday's posts. Number one, that she is not sure if she's going to actually make vlogs, and that's something that she's continuing to pray about. But also, if she does post anything personally, it will most definitely be on Kyle's channel. The question is now, Brit, what channel will that be? Another question asks, are y'all moving to Arizona or California? And Brit responds, "For the safety of our family, we're not answering moving questions. Thanks for understanding. Plenty of time will be spent in both places." Also, the obvious thing that this brings up to mind for me is how often the children will have access, Kyle and Jenny's children will have access to their grandparents on the maternal side. As we know through looking at dozens and hundreds, even hundreds, and maybe even more than that, comments across multiple different social media platforms. The number one priority of Jenny's followers continues to be the well being of her children, the emotional, physical, mental, and spiritual well being of her children. Now, central to that for many people is the question, how often will the children be able to see their grandparents, and how is this move going to affect that their ready access to the children? What will the relationship look like with the grandchildren? Can you answer that, Brit? Now, being a longtime follower of Jenny's, this next statement was quite shocking to me. When someone says, "I'm so happy for you and Kyle," it's most definitely what Jenny would have wanted. And Brit responds with, "Thank you for your kindness and love. Send me tips on Ireland. It's on my bucket list." And so Brit not confirming here that Jenny would have necessarily wanted that. My question for you is, do you think that this life that her children are now living as part of this new blended family, and now being on the other side of their wedding, do you think that this is the life that Jenny would have wanted for her children? Now, with your responses to anything on this video, I'd ask that you would refrain from personal attacks. Let's not go personal like that. But I do want to hear from you. Is this honestly the life that you believe that Jenny wanted for her children? Now, the next question. Do you already see Kyle's kids as your own? Not in Jenny's place, but as a bonus mom. And she responds with, "I do. It really feels like I was always supposed to have a place in their lives, and I'm so lucky to share motherly love with them and to play a role in keeping Jenny's memory alive in our house for them." Now, of course, it goes without even saying that everything in this video is my personal opinion as a longtime follower of Jenny, Appleford, and even Kyle through the years. What I struggle with this personal statement is the part that says, "It feels like I was always supposed to have a place in their lives." Now, as we know, Kyle and Jenny were married and were living their lives when they had this cancer diagnosis. And that wouldn't have been possible for Brit to be in his life as a fiance if Jenny were still alive and did not have passed away from cancer. So that kind of that kind of hurts your heart to hear. It doesn't feel very well. It just doesn't process well. It leaves a bad taste in your mouth to hear something like that, because the only way that she could have been his new wife would be for Jenny to have passed away. And yeah, so that doesn't come across very well. Another person asks, "How are you and Kyle honoring Jenny's memory in your daily lives?" Britt responds, "We talk about her often, make sure we go on adventures and do things Jenny would have enjoyed, and once we are in our own home, we will include pictures of her everywhere. My children know who Mommy Jenny is as well and love to see her pictures." So, my most obvious question here for Britt would be, don't you think it's important to honor Jenny's memory on the very legacy page that she created for it to be honored on her YouTube channel that Kyle has shown his grief journey and new relationship on, and ultimately is turning into a new relationship vlog? Don't you think it's important that her message of perseverance and hope and faith and love for her children and continuing to fight cancer the best she could up until it unfortunately took her life. Don't you think that message, which was so important to her, that she created the channel and documented it through her pain and suffering, don't you think it was important and is important to maintain that space for Jenny upon her own wishes, for her family, for her community of supporters, and for the cancer community at large? Don't you think that would be the most important and obvious way of honoring her legacy? And the next comment, you are so kind and sweet with how you talk about Jenny and how you honor her. Love, you're amazing. And Brit responds, thank you. Jenny is our angel, and I promise to always keep her memory alive in her babies' hearts. I'll carry her legacy and love her babies as I hope someone would do for mine. So, 2 questions for Brit surrounding this particular comment. Number 1, how would you feel if you had, God forbid, been in Jenny's position and had created this wonderful living diary that was intended to go forth for your own children to look back at one day, to witness your cancer journey and how much you wanted to be there for them, and for your community of followers to always have of you, and for people going through cancer and their family members as a source of strength and encouragement. And then that was suddenly buried deep under a ton of grief videos, and worse, a new relationship vlog and a series of videos introducing a new woman. How would you feel if that was the case for your life and for your destiny of your channel after you had passed? And the next question. New question after seeing mine was asked. Are you planning to have babies or baby? And she responds, wouldn't a Kyle Britton baby be cute though? Now, I'm not going to respond about this. I'm going to let y'all talk about that in the comments respectfully. The idea of them having another child, perhaps, but let's not, like I said, let's not do any personal attacks or anything of that nature. Let's keep things as mostly as respectful as possible. The next question. What will happen with baby Leo's grave in Jenny's rock garden? And Britt responds, we are keeping Kyle's house and we will take the rocks wherever we go. Now, as you'll recall, information was previously shared that their miscarried baby Leo was buried in their backyard at their current home. So that's in reference to that. And it sounds like Britt is saying that they're going to be taking the rock garden, which is contrary to the information I received back a little bit, a couple weeks ago, from Jenny's family member confirming that the rocks would be going to Jenny's mom. So that is to be determined. It sounds like they will actually be taking the rocks with them from Jenny's rock garden. A very interesting question next. Britton and Kyle, how can us longtime supporters help your fam from those cruel attacks online? And Britt says, report them. Don't support hate channels. Ignore their rumor pages. If you don't hear it from us, it's not true. Isn't there a difference between a hate page and a hate group? And one that asks real questions, one that looks into issues, and reports on what others are feeling. Longtime supporters who have given with their time and love, support, and prayers. And what happens when the direction of a page and the person who they originally came to watch is no longer here, and the content changes altogether? Is that mass reaction? The people that are uncomfortable, the people that are angry, the people that have questions, the people who Brett and Kyle might perceive as haters or trolls, aren't those valid questions? Isn't that a valid response? How do you feel about how people who don't agree with Brett and Kyle are being treated? And I'm just going to leave this one here for you guys to interpret. The question says, or the comment, I try respectfully to talk common sense to cruel YouTube vid, but they attack. I love your fam. And Brit responds, thank you so much. Rotten trees produce rotten fruit. We will continue to pray for them. And another question about the continued filming. I appreciate you making Kyle so happy. Is he going to keep filming on the channel? And Britt responds, maybe eventually. We're too busy at the moment. So, as Britt has said, they're too busy to film any kind of vlog on the channel. Whatever channel that is to be determined. But since she posted 50 questions and statements yesterday, perhaps she could respond to some of mine, which represent, at least in my opinion, the many questions that people are asking right now in the comments and in the past few months. Based on a comprehensive evaluation of user engagement, comment sections, community discussions, and platform trends across YouTube, Reddit, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, viewers of the Apple's channel are asking highly focused questions. Since the passing of Jenny Appleford, the channel's shift in content direction and the evolving roles of Kyle and Britt has sparked intense curiosity, widespread speculation, and a deep concern among longtime followers. Some of the most prominent recurring questions that viewers want answered from Britt and Kyle Appleford focused on three key themes: financial, transparency, channel governance, and personal milestones. And today, I'm going to propose three core questions that those audiences have for Kyle and Britt. But stay tuned for my next video, where I'll be sharing the top 10 questions. Question number 1. What is the long-term strategy and the vision for the Apple's channel moving forward and into the future? How are current and former monetization revenues, including YouTube funds as well as the GoFundMe and direct donations, being allocated? Question number 3. Why has there been prolonged silence in response to community criticisms and questions? And when, if ever, will those be addressed? So today, I've presented several core questions that the community has in relation to Kyle Appleford and his late wife, Jenny Appleford, as well as their children, and this new relationship. The question is, will Britt respond? And if so, how? I'm curious to know your thoughts in the comments on this, as well as the other parts of my video that you found most intriguing. Thank you for being with me. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, where we'll break down the 10 core questions we still have for Britt and Kyle Appleford.